Lee Summit is your destination for big city vibes and small town charm.
Head to the downtown Lee Summit Farmers Market, where local meets fresh. Then grab a cup of coffee and discover a variety of shops and boutiques just around the corner. Continue the fun in downtown Lee Summit at a retro arcade bar. Discover your new beer at one of our 6 locally owned breweries. Cool off with some handcrafted cocktails at happy hour. End the night with live music and good company. Lee Summit, Missouri.
Hello, Lee Summit. Here's your flash briefing for the week of July 8th. City Council meet for regular session Tuesday night, 6 in Council Chambers in City Hall. Meetings are open to the public or watch live on the city's YouTube channel. If you can't watch, catch the recorded meeting on demand on the YouTube channel or by subscribing to the Council Debrief newsletter, which breaks down 3 to 4 key agenda items. Subscribe at cityofls.net. Batter up. Join the city and the Community Blood Center for a blood drive on July 15th at the city's maintenance facility from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. All participating donors will receive a Royals t-shirt while supplies last. The Community Blood Center relies on volunteer donors to supply life-saving blood and blood components to area hospitals. Approximately 600 units of blood are needed daily to meet the needs of area hospital patients. The time to donate is now. Register on the city's website. If you've ever been interested in learning more about the daily operations of our Lee Summit Police Department, here's your chance. The Citizens Police Academy is now accepting applications. Classes are every Tuesday night from September 10th through November 12th. Learn more and apply at cityofls.net. Stay connected with the city. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Already do and enjoy the videos you've been seeing? Then head to our YouTube page and hit subscribe to see similar content. And Jamaican Jam is back. Enjoy the sounds of reggae and Caribbean charm July 12th at the Legacy Park Amphitheater. This event is free. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
I'm Assistant Chief Jim Eden.
And I'm Battalion Chief Ben Hicks.
And today we're at Lee Summit Fire Station 3. Fire Station 3 was part of the 2016 no tax increase general obligation bond for public safety initiatives. The station was built and occupied in August of 2020. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we've not been able to give tours or have an actual ribbon cutting. So we want to invite you in today to give you the opportunity to see what goes on within the Lee Summit Fire Department station.
Let's go take a tour. This is our admin side of the facility. We use this side mainly for offices. We have a lot of work during the day, whether it's training or doing reports or just generally taking care of the shift that we need to do. At this particular station, Station 3, we do have an assistant chief that works out of here. That person has their own office where they need to manage what's going on throughout the day with the shift and staffing, and as well as running calls out of here. The captain has their own office as well. What the captain does is at this specific station is in charge of both the fire truck that's here as well as the ambulance. And so with all those personnel responsibilities as well as running calls and reports, that's where they work out of. And generally for the rest of the crew, which is somewhere around 5 to 6 individuals, we have rooms to write reports, and we have additional training rooms and other rooms where people can work. Walking into our living area, I think it's important to recognize that we work 48-hour shifts. So in the evenings, after 5 o'clock, after work is done, we may have the opportunity to catch a game or something else as long as we're not running calls. And this gives us the opportunity to do that. When we go into our kitchen, I think this gives you a great reason to know why we go to the grocery store. When you see fire trucks at the grocery store, what we're doing. Well, so for 2 days working for 48 hours, we buy all our meals at the grocery store, and then we come in here and cook. Just like you guys do at home. So everybody has their own fridge on each shift as well as their own pantry, and then we cook those meals here. Going into the sleeping side of things, we've got a couple different things that are significant. We have our own laundry room, which again is important when we're here for 48 hours. The opportunity to wash and clean our clothes and bedding is very important for hygiene. And walking into where our beds are, we keep the kind of sleeping quarters over on one side of the building. It gives us both easy access out to where our fire apparatus are, as well as kind of keeping it a little bit quieter for those people that have been up all night running calls. We have 11 bedrooms here at this station. And the reason we built it with so many bedrooms is we want to give ourselves as a city the opportunity to expand. So if we need to put another apparatus here or numerous other people working at this station, that's already in place as far as infrastructure goes, and we don't need to go back and try to make it bigger or better. And that's really important for us, especially because the old station was so small. Back out on the apparatus floor, we had doors facilitated as many places as possible, so that way when we're sleeping at night and a call comes out, we can make our way out fairly quickly to get out onto the truck if we need to and run a call. On the other side of the station, we kind of have other stuff that we may want to keep separated if we want to. Physical fitness is very important to us as firefighters. So in order to better ourselves and make sure we're as healthy as we can to do this job, we have our own gym facility here that we kind of go throughout the day when we can and get an opportunity to come in and work out. Our goal when we run calls, when we get back to the station after calls, our goal is to get ready to go back as soon as we can to run another call. So we have the opportunity or capability here to fill up our air tanks. You can see firefighters wear the big air tanks on their backs and they use those in a fire. We can come back and fill those up and make sure that we're ready to go again when we're wanting to go run another call. We have our own workshop here. We work on a lot of our tools and making sure that everything's clean and operational, and this gives us the capability to do that, again, to make sure that we have everything we need and we're as capable as we can be running calls throughout the city. Cancer prevention is very important in the fire service right now. Because of that, we have an extractor machine, and what this does is gives us the capability when we come back from a fire, we can put our bunker gear into this machine and get all that really nasty crud off of our gear. Again, kind of getting back to that cancer prevention mode, allowing us to be as clean as we possibly can for the next call. And finally is our bunker gear room. We each have our own individual locker. This gives us the opportunity to store our gear when we're not here working in between shifts, as well as keep a clean extra set on here in case we do run a fire and we need to clean our current gear. Typically, this is where your day starts off at the fire station. You come in and get your gear and put it on wherever you're working that day, and then you end the same way, bring your stuff back to your locker to go home after working. This is Med 3. This ambulance just currently moved into the station from Station 7. Station 3, since we've had it built, has turned into one of our busiest stations in the city. Therefore, we wanted to provide the best care in the closest unit as we could. So we moved one of our ambulances up, and this became Med 3 for this particular instance. Out of this station, we also have Pumper 3. And that's a fire apparatus that they utilize to run the calls on this west end of the city. The last vehicle that you see is the chief's vehicle. We have 2 shift chiefs on shift every day, and they split the city. And this chief running out of this station typically covers the west and south area of the city, while our chief of Station 2 covers kind of that northeast section of our city, and they divide it up evenly.
Thank you for going on a tour with us today. If you have any other questions about the Lee Summit Fire Department, please go to our webpage at lsfire.net or follow us on Facebook at Lee Summit Fire Department.
Thanks for joining us on the tour.
I really love living in our historic downtown. I walk my dog around. The shops take her for, they do pub cups at Poppy's, so you can get ice cream with a little dog biscuit in it, which is her favorite thing in the world. My neighbors, we have block parties together. I really like how welcoming and how vibrant it is. It's an amazing place to live. Lee Summit's a really great community. I love living here, and I just wanted to try to find a way to give back, look out for my neighbors, for the community. I've always tried to be involved. Before serving on city council, I used to volunteer with AFS, which is an organization that hosts foreign exchange students. So my husband and I have hosted kids from around the world and then also volunteered with local families and schools. In my professional life, I'm a paralegal, and then in my personal life, I enjoy reading, sewing. I'm a quilter, so I just finished a log cabin quilt that I'm going to send to my aunt out in DC. I can't claim any of our council accomplishments for myself. This is always a team effort. But I am really excited about the farmers market and event space that we have coming in. It's still in the design phases, but I think it's going to be a really beautiful space, and it's going to really continue keeping our downtown thriving. It's been in progress for a long time, but I think that people are going to really love it when it's done. I think one of my top priorities is going to be attainable housing. That, for example, I've been trying to find a place for my mom in Lee Summit. It's really challenging finding something that really works for a retiree who doesn't have a huge budget. Just trying to make it more attainable for people no matter where they're at in their lives to be a part of our community. Community is what we make it. Everybody should get involved in whatever way they can, whether that's just voting or whether it's joining a board or a commission or even running for office. What do they say? The world is run by those who show up. So get involved however you can and make a difference in the community.
We will call to order the Lee Summit Planning Commission meeting for Thursday, July 11th, 2024. Could I get a roll call, please?
Mark Kitchens.
Present.
Sherry Frazier. Present. Jake Lovelace. Dana Arth. Present. Donnie Funk.
Present.
Terry Trafton.
Present.
Tanya Jonna Ford. Chip Tazinski.
Present.
Randy Benbrook.
Present.
Thank you. I know no changes to the agenda, so I would look for a motion to approve the agenda as published.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agenda as published.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can I get a vote on approval of the agenda, please?
Mark Kitchens,
Yes.
Sherry Frazier,
Yes.
Dana Arth,
Yes.
Donnie Funk,
Yes.
Terry Trafton,
Yes.
Chip Tazinski,
Yes.
Randy Benbrook.
Yes.
Thank you, and the agenda has been approved. We are at our section for public comments for anything for the Planning Commission. Friday. We will move on to item number 5, approval of the consent agenda, which contains 2 items. Item A, application PL 2024-116, vacation of easement, 610 Northwest Blue Parkway, Spencer Fane LLP applicant. And item B, approval of the June 27th, 2024 Planning Commission minutes. Could I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Could I get a vote, please?
Mark Kitchens,
Yes.
Sherry Frazier,
Yes.
Dana Arth,
Yes.
Donnie Funk,
Yes.
Terry Trafton,
Yes.
Chip Tazinski,
Yes.
Randy Benbrook.
Yes.
Consent agenda has been approved. We will move on to item number 6, public hearing. We have one public hearing on our agenda tonight, and we will open up application PL 2024-115, special use permit, renewal for automotive sales and major repair, Bob Site Ford, 607 and 610 Northwest Blue Parkway, Spencer Fane LLP applicant. Anyone wishing to provide testimony or speak on behalf of this application, please stand and be sworn in at this time. Thank you. And the applicant has a presentation for us. Please come forward and give us your name and address for the record, please.
So my name is Blake Smith. I'm here on behalf of Henry Civils. He's actually the applicant representative listed on the application on behalf of Spencer Fane. I'm a lawyer at Spencer Fane. We represent Bob's site. Here with me is Zachary's site. With respect to the address, do you want my personal address in terms of the law firm, or would you prefer
please.
Okay,
Please.
so for the law firm, it's 1000 Walnut Street, Suite 1400, Kansas City, Missouri, 64106.
Thank you.
We're here today on an application to extend a special use permit that's been in effect for, I believe, 17 years or so. We're applying for the extension a few years early as part of some financing that Bob Site's doing. It's a lender covenant. The maturity date on the loan is in 2029. This special use permit would have lapsed in 27, and so as part of that, the lender said, "Hey, go ahead and get that extended early." And so that's what we're here doing, is seeking an extension of a special use permit that's been in effect since 2007. As you noted, it's for an automotive dealership to sell cars and to do major automotive repair. It won't change the character of the property.
Thank you. If we have any questions, we'll move on to staff. We'll get back to you on those. Ian, do you have anything for us?
So before I begin, I'd like to enter into the record Exhibit A, list of exhibits 1 through 14.
Exhibits 1 through 14 noted and entered into the record.
Okay. So good evening, Ian Treffren, planner. This evening I'll be presenting application PL 2024-115, special use permit renewal for Bob Site Ford located at 607, 610 Northwest Blue Parkway. So the applicant is requesting renewal of their special use permit to permit the operation of an automotive dealership and major automotive repair facility for a period of 20 years. With respect to the application itself, a neighborhood information meeting was held on June 10th, 2024, where there were no attendees, and staff has received no comment from the public regarding this application. Associated with this project are no improvements to the site, no changes, and they're not requesting any modifications in association with the SUP extension. Kind of looking back, there have been 4 different SUP renewals or issuances since 1984. The most recent of which was in 2008, which was only 3 years after the one prior to that, which was due to an inaccurate legal description on the 2005 SUP renewal. The first two were for 10 years, and the most recent two have been for 20 years. So that's why staff is supportive of a 20-year extension once again. It's consistent with the previous two. The property itself is zoned CP2, Planned Community Commercial, and the future land use is the Downtown Activity Center. Looking to the Ignite Comprehensive Plan and how this ties back into it, Chapter 2.5 has a component focused on resilient economy, and that includes an objective to recruit and retain businesses in the area. So with this, we are helping Bobsite Ford remain in the Lee Summit community, as it has been for the past 40 years. And then I have some photos of this site. This one here is looking north at 610 Northwest Blue Parkway, and to the south at 607. Now, it should be noted there's a building in the back that is not a part of this. Just the parking lot in front of it is 607. And this is an image of the site plan, so you can kind of see where this all lays out. Again, we're only looking at this lot here, 607, an L shape, and then 610 to the north. So with that, and with the following approval condition, that being that the permit shall be issued for a period of 20 years, staff finds that this application meets the goals of the comprehensive plan and recommends approval. I'll now stand for any questions.
Thank you, Ian. Run through the doors, so we'll move on to the commission for questions. Commissioner Benbrook, anything?
No questions, Chair. Thank you.
Commissioner Tazinski?
Not this time, thank you.
Commissioner Trafton?
No, thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Arth?
No questions.
Commissioner Frazier?
So I noticed that there were no public comments in terms of the meeting and that sort of thing. I'm just curious, have there ever been do you know if there were public comments in some of the previous requests?
I'm not sure specific to previous SUP applications.
So the neighborhood meeting for the public comment is a new procedure that was not present during the previous SUPs. So we changed and updated our process to include more public input recently. So no.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kitchens?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just real quick, how often do you get those, this is for the applicant, thanks, not staff, but how often does parking lots get repaved from you guys?
Yeah, the 607 portion we did actually during COVID when we had no inventory, so that was recent. Yeah. And then the 610 portion, we've done kind of all the exits because we actually have water underneath our land, so we have to do it on a fairly decent amount.
Yeah, I was looking at it, it's just a little rough.
Yeah, so there's groundwater underneath our whole building, and so we're constantly repairing those areas, especially on the lower portions by the exit on the.
Yeah, I remember you guys doing them once before, so seeing the pictures now and seeing it looking rough, I was like.
Yeah, it's every couple of years. We definitely are keep on top of that, especially where the high traffic areas are.
Yep, just wondering how often you did it. Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you for bringing, or staying with the city. No further questions.
Thank you. Ian, I do have one question, just for curiosity's sake. So the building, I mean, being familiar with the site, and Bobsite's been there forever, and it's a great dealership, and it's great for our community, and I know they do a lot of charitable things around the city. The collision building, why is that excluded? They're not having to get a separate special use permit for that facility, since it's just collision repair?
So that is not included as part of this because it's actually legal nonconforming. It's grandfathered in from before that type of use required a special use permit. So it's just maintaining that existing nonconformity.
Okay, and it's not a mean question. I just wanted to make sure if we could capture it all at once so they didn't have to deal with two things. I didn't realize that it was grandfathered in, but no, that makes perfectly good sense. Anything else from the commission? We'll close the public hearing, open up for discussion or a motion, so we will close it. And Commissioner Benbrook, any discussions, anything?
Not for me, Chair, just glad to have them in our community. Thank you.
Commissioner Tuzinski?
No, I'd just like to echo, I think they're a great addition to our community. I've purchased one of my most favorite vehicles up there. Would like to get a nice little sporty one, but I don't know if they're selling much of them anymore. But no, I think they're great company to be had, and I appreciate you being here, so thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Trafton?
I echo the sentiments of Commissioner Chizinski. I've bought and serviced many vehicles at this business and think it's one of the great businesses that we have. We're fortunate to have in this community. I think the family does a nice job of engaging the community and the services that they're providing over there. So thank you. I am supportive of a approval of this 20-year special use permit, just because they've been in this community for so long, and I don't think they're going anywhere. So thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Arth?
I just echo what everyone else has said. Thank you.
Commissioner Frazier?
I echo what everyone else has said as well. It is it's a landmark, for sure, and I actually love the location, so.
Thank you. Commissioner Kitchen?
I thought Landmark was Toyota. Bad joke, bad joke. Sorry. I'm just going to say the same thing. You guys are great, great addition to the community. I think you're a stalwart part of this community. I'm usually the one that pushes back on 20 years, and I had no problem on that with this one. You guys take care of the property, and you offer good service to the whole community. So thank you for being here, and thanks for being part of the community. Mr. Chair, nothing else.
Thank you. Commissioner Frazier, do you want to give us a motion here, please?
Oh, okay. A motion to move forward the application 2024-6381, application PL 2024-115, special use permit, renewal for automotive sales and major repair, Bob Site Ford, 607 and 610 Northwest Blue Parkway, Spencer Fane LLP, applicant.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Mr. Chair, if we could have a clarification on that motion to either recommend approval, denial, or continuance.
Oh.
I apologize.
Yep.
Recommend approval, denial, or.
I recommend approval for the application PL 2024-115, special use permit, renewal for automotive sales and major repair, Bob Site Ford, 607 and 610 Northwest Blue Parkway, Spencer Fane LLP, applicant.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Can I get a vote on the application, please?
Mark Kitchens,
Yes.
Sherry Frazier,
Yes.
Dana Arth,
Yes.
Donnie Funk,
Yes.
Terry Trafton,
Yes.
Chip Tuzinski,
Yes.
Randy Benbrook.
Yes.
And the application has been recommended for approval. Thank you guys very much. Our next item is roundtable. Anything from the commission?
Hey, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Can we get an update on the future development going on at 291 South and 50 Highway, that corner there, where the trucks used to be stored? I just was kind of wondering if we have a timetable on that yet, or is it still just being truck storage or whatever?
So that's going to be Oldham Marketplace. We are currently under review. I think we're on our second round of reviews for that. It's a mixed-use commercial development with some residential and commercial uses, so that will come before this board here soon.
No, I think we're getting a lot of community involvement there because Drake dropped something on social media just recently about it. So that we're going to get a lot of questions, including from the commission on that, Shannon. Sorry.
I've had a few friends and ask about it, and I think there's been some pretty big announcements of restaurants going in that area too. I mean, so
there has.
It's pretty awesome, exciting. Thank you.
Are we seeing more pom-poms or more pitchforks and torches?
I haven't received a lot of public comment directly to us from the social media comments I've seen and the press releases that have been out there, the businesses that have been identified. A lot of people are excited for.
Cool. I like it. So.
Any roundtable from staff?
Not at this moment.
We are adjourned. 16.